All right, it's Shawn and Sam, and we're hitting the board again with one of the experts on safety play, NFL Radio, Solomon Wilcots. Solomon, thank you for joining us, man.
Hey, good to be on with both of you guys. We get to talk some X's and O's, get to talk some football. Couldn't be any better.
Solomon, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to start with the play here. It's a play from the Eagles defense. I think they're the best defense in the league. We'll be able to see on Super Bowl Sunday. You know what it is. It's just that regular standard cover four deep. Yeah. We're going to go 3 underneath. Solomon, I mean, you're that safety player here. What are you thinking as this play is getting started?
So right now, if you are the strong side safety, remember you're to the 3 receiver side. But as the receiver go in motion, now you know that you have what we call a 2-by-2 formation. So basically what you have, see these two here? They're basically they have a quarter of the field, right? They're playing this half of the field. And so if you're the outside corner, you're reading number 1 and the number 2 receiver. If you are the safety here, you're going to read the number 2 and number 1 receiver. Basically, if they cross, you're going to really defend the person who becomes that number 2 receiver. So Reed Blankenship right here, just going to read the guys. Now, go ahead and let's hit play here, right? Now watch this. Stop it right here. Who has become the number 2 receiver? He's right here.
Right here, outside vertical, yeah.
What he's going to do, he's going to watch him for anything vertical, but he also is watching number 2, that if he sits, he knows that the linebackers in the nickel corner are going to split. So he's going to try to jump this route, particularly if he turns out or sits down in the middle of the field. Watch this. Okay, here we go. Bam. Great read, isn't it? Look at that.
And
that's just
a great
good
play.
Football.
And so are you comfortable, when you're in this, I mean, he's playing flat-footed a little there. Does that make you a little bit afraid of, hey, you're getting an outside vertical, what if he wants to keep on taking? Are you trusting that backside guy?
No, because he's reading number 2. Think about it. Basically, it converts into almost like a man coverage because the outside corner is going to take number 1. You're just going to take number 2. It allows a zone coverage to convert into man coverage. We have a saying, don't cover grass. Right. Cover the man. Even though you're in zone coverage, you're not covering space. You're covering the man that comes into your space. At some point, it has to convert from zone to a man coverage. That's how you get tighter coverage as the ball arrives.
And that's really been one of the best things about Vic Fangio's defense, where you're able to be a little bit more aggressive in that situation. You're able to close some of those windows and really be a problem for the offense.
For safety, you love that because traditional quarters coverage, he would have just keep dropping to get depth to help on that vertical route. Right. And that's what the offense is counting on. He won't be there. He's going to continue on that vertical route with number 1. See right here, but no, he's not going to do that. See, it converts into man coverage. See, the outside corner runs with 1. You take number 2. And that's how you end up making plays on the ball.
So, Solomon, tell me something. You got Reed Blankenship back here.
Yeah.
We, on the other side of the ball in the Super Bowl, we're going to have one of the most instinctual players in Travis Kelce.
That's right.
Safety instincts matter so much, especially when you're trying to get the feel for a player like Travis Kelce.
That's right.
As a safety, how would you want to approach this?
As I would want to approach it, what I'm going to do with Travis Kelce, I'm not going to give him the two-way go. See, Travis Kelce, you know what he's really good at? He reads your leverage. He reads your body. So he wants to get your hips turned, make you think that he's breaking this way, and you have to turn your hips, right? So once he sees you turn, he'll weave, and he gets you on the backside. Once you go to convert and flip back around, he sets it down.
Right.
He sets it down. He is the best when it comes to ad-libbing routes because he doesn't run the route. He literally is going to run his route off the coverage, which is genius. The problem is with most quarterbacks in the league, they can't read a non-route by any receiver. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are on such a great page. They read the same things, they feel the same things, and the coach believes in them enough to allow them to ad-lib at that level.
Solomon, let me ask you another thing here. So Fangio's defense this year, a lot more of that cover 4 deep call this year than usual. Yep. A lot of times for other people off the Fangio tree, you're seeing a little bit more kind of cover 2 to that side. Talk to me about just the difference what is your comfort level as opposed to playing cover 2? Now we have a different responsibility playing that cover 4 inside safety.
Cover 4 allows you to convert when guys are in your space as we saw before. Cover 2 now, that puts you in jeopardy. And here is why. Let's go ahead and hit play right there, okay? And as they go and as they get close, now watch this. Let's go ahead and stop it. Let's go ahead and go back a little bit. I'm sorry.
You're good. We'll go in slow-mo too.
So now you can go ahead and pause it right there. Most safeties, as you get that vertical speed receiver, most safeties can't turn and run and still cover another 20 yards from there. We've seen it. Most teams are using that vertical route to attack safeties in cover 2. And they can be 20 yards downfield, but they're going to eat up your cushion, and they're going to step on your toes, and then they're going to run right by you. Most safeties, including Reed Blankenship, is not prepared that in a cover 2, if Xavier Worthy goes vertical and attack that safety, he'll run right by him. And that's why if you're Vic Fangio, you want to try to stay out of that cover 2 zone because you don't want to put Reed Blankenship in a position where he's covering Xavier Worthy 40 yards down the field on a vertical route.
And it feels like this year, you can trust Quinyon Mitchell. You can trust Slay on the outside where you're able to play some tight coverage.
That's
right. So they've had an excellent secondary all year, Solomon.
Yeah.
But the safeties, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Reed Blankenship, maybe not as heralded as the cornerbacks. Certainly an awesome offensive line. They're also going to have a backup linebacker in there. How do you think the Chiefs are going to end up attacking this defense that's been so good all year?
I think that's exactly what we talked about. You're going to try to get those vertical routes. Xavier Worthy, think about the Chiefs all season long. We haven't seen the Chiefs be a vertical attacking passing offense since Tyreek Hill, right? After 2021, they became, they're not attacking cover 2, right? Throwing down the field. They're sitting it down. They're running the crosser routes, trying to bring that slot receiver way over outside the numbers is where they're trying to hit it. So instead of stretching the field vertically, they're trying to stretch the field more horizontally, right? Because they don't have the players that can blow the top off the coverage. That's why they went out and signed a Hollywood Brown. That's why they drafted Xavier Worthy in the first round, let everybody else pass on him, right? They probably got the prize pick where? At the back end of the first round. For one purpose and one purpose only, to regain the speed on this offense, particularly on the perimeter at the wide receiver position. And they doubled down on it, right? They drafted Xavier Worthy, and they signed Hollywood Brown. They're looking for that player that gave them what Tyreek Hill gave them, but was missing from this offense.
Right, Solomon, thank you for the breakdown. What you been working on, man?
Man, we're working on everything. Obviously, there's people like Lindsey Rose who predicted that the Cleveland Browns should trade Myles Garrett. I jumped on board. I'm hanging out with Lindsey because it's the biggest story circulating around the NFL that's not taking place in this Super Bowl.
Lovely, man. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you having me.
Appreciate you guys.